So hey guys, I'm Tim McAmis. We're here at Lights Out 8 for the biggest small tire race in the world, and we're just cruising around here checking out all the vendors. Ran across this guy standing here in the Mickey Thompson trailer. This is Joe Oplawski, and he owns Hyperaktive Performance Solutions. He does everything to do with performance tuning on any type of race car. So we were just bullshitting around about stuff he's been into currently. And so his newest project is a dyno system, and it's basically like a hub dyno. So you guys have all seen engine dynos, you've seen the wheel dynos, you see videos on YouTube all the time, guys running their junk on the wheel dynos and but these jacked up numbers. Well, you can't really do a high horsepower car on them, so they've got their limits. And so a hub dyno basically takes the rear wheel and tire off of the car and bolts on a rotor hub type system that goes into the electromechanical part of the dyno. And what that's going to do is allow you to control that car in an environment that is not on the racetrack, and it can run up to the limits on this thing are 5,000 horsepower and 13,000 foot-pounds of torque. So I know all you guys got big power, but you ain't got shit like that, okay? So whatever you fooled yourself into thinking, you don't have 5,000 horsepower. Even if you did, this guy could monitor it for you. So this is especially important if you're having problems. This would be really a nice feature because, you have a problem with the car, it's missing, it's cutting out, it's not running right, the lockup's not working, some bullshit. These things always got problems. I'm gonna let Joe explain a little bit about this, but it's a really nice system that would take the tuning aspect and the problem finding aspect to a whole new level. So Joe, why don't you give us a little bit of heads up about what this unit is?
Yeah, so it's a Mainline DynoLog Dyno called a ProHub Dyno, based out of Australia. Like Tim said, basically you take the wheels and tires off, put hubs on it, bolt it to the machine. So far we've had 2 cars on it. One of them made about 3,100. No issues. You're able to diagnose. You're able to find problems. You're not worried about if it's going to rain out that day. You're not worried if the track is going to be good enough. So being able to take a brand new car and get it ready to go down the racetrack quicker, being able to take a problem child, like you say, the lockup doesn't work. I haven't done it with big power yet, but you're able to shift the car. So you're able to basically go through low gear, shift it, look at torque converter information. It interfaces with most of the EFI, if not all of the EFI systems, race pack data systems. So you can take all that information, put it on the screen for diagnostics, for tuning, for horsepower, and it's pretty badass.
That's awesome. So it really has no limit onto what power add I have. I can do a turbo car, a blown car, a nitrous car, whatever I've got, you can bring in there and hook it up, and we can run that thing. And so if this is very interesting to me because obviously diagnostics and learning tuning with that in a controlled environment, I mean, it's so much aggravation, and there's so many things that can go wrong at the last minute when you're trying to test at the track.
Yeah.
Travel, weather, track conditions, just so many things that can ruin a day, and then to reschedule that is just a nightmare. So this is very nice. And your shop is located not too far from Chicago, right?
Yeah, about an hour north of Chicago.
Yeah, so he's just kind of in the upper Midwest, so he's centrally located. So you can call Joe and you can set up a time to bring your car there. You can talk to him on the phone, he'll tell you what's all involved. But so how this works is that you basically rent it by the half day or by the day.
Yeah.
So you can obviously half a day would not be much time. I would think on a cars like we're used to dealing with, a couple of days is going to be required to get some good information out of it. So if I were to say, hey, I need a couple of days on the dyno, what are we looking at spending?
Right now we're at $1,000 a day. For you to come in with your tuner, with your whatever you want to do, that's fine. Basically take control of the dyno, use it as the tool. If I'm doing the tuning, which obviously I can do all the major EFI systems and everything, we're at $1,500 per day.
Okay.
If we were to do a half a day, it's $600 for the machine. Basically, it would be 4 hours. So
right.
Whether that happens from noon to 4, whatever, it's, that's the half a day. If we go over the 4, we just call it a day. And I want to do it like that because we're not stressed, right? If you're trying to do development or you're trying to diagnose, I don't want anybody to be rushed because it's not the point of the machine.
Right.
So I think it's going to be pretty good.
So that's to me that is really like a no-brainer. So if I say, all right, I want to come in for 3 days, I'm going to bring my tuner, but I want you to help tune also. So we're looking at 1,500 days. We're going to spend $4,500. All right. If I go to test at the track somewhere, if I'm going to look at 3 days of testing, flying crew in, truck and trailer, getting all this shit across the country to a track that's going to be prepped right, I'm going to have to pay the track. We got to have an ambulance. We got to have track prep. We got to have glue. We got to have all this stuff. I mean, it's easily a $10,000 spend for a test session on a car that requires a 3 or 4 man crew. I mean, there's no doubt. And then you've got, on top of that, you've got tires. You're wearing out tires. The expenses just keep going on and on. So this is very nice because one of the things that's great is it doesn't, any time of year you could do it whenever, you know. So now you've always got to kind of wait, okay, well, what's the weather in South Georgia? What's the weather in Florida? What, you know. So this is really interesting because it takes all those factors out.
It does. And it, you know, it allows, like you say, you know, you wind up driving halfway across the country, go to do a test session, and it's raining in the middle of the day. Well, all you're trying to do is, whether you're trying to find power, do power development stuff, whether you're trying to diagnose a problem or something from previous deals, it just allows you to proof all that stuff before you go to the racetrack.
Yeah.
So that way when you roll it out of the trailer, I mean, there's chassis, there's shocks, there's all that stuff that, you know, we can't do that in a fixed environment, but it takes half of the variable out of it, and
right.
It just gets everybody up to speed, and I think it'll be good. I think It's going to help raise the bar.
That is awesome. that is really good, and this is something new. I just learned about this in the last hour, so this is really cool. Joe is well respected out here. He's an excellent tuner. He knows these cars inside and out, so I would have no problem turning any car that we build over to him and letting him do the tune work on it. But you can, so if these guys want to contact you, it's hyperaktiveps.com.
Yep.
So we're going to put the link up on this video so you guys can click on it. But you can look at his website, call him up and talk to him, and schedule some time for this. I guarantee you this is going to be a very nice option for the future of tuning these cars. So for right now, we're out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.